Did you know that data security is more than a technology problem? In this video series, I'm going to show you 3 simple practices that everyone can use to keep school information safe. In the second video of this 3-part series, we are going to explore phishing emails and look at how to identify and report suspicious emails. Because your email account is one of the easiest ways for a hacker to gain access to your school's data. In July 2019, Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards declared a state of emergency after 3 public schools were seized by ransomware. Unfortunately, these attacks are becoming more and more common. By March of 2018, 331,512 records have already been reported as compromised. This includes 9 universities, 4 school districts, and 1 state agency. So how did this happen? With ransomware. Ransomware is a malicious software that is placed on your computer or server. When the ransomware is activated, it locks down the information and requires you to pay a fee in order to get your information back. This fee is typically tens of thousands of dollars. What happens if you choose not to pay the fee? Your data is encrypted or scrambled, or it's completely erased. How does ransomware end up on our computers and servers? In most cases, it comes through our email in what is known as a phishing attack. Phishing is usually done through email, ads, or by sites that look similar to websites you already use. For example, someone who is phishing might send you an email that looks like it's from your bank so that you will give them information about your bank account. The first thing you should notice about a phishing email is that it will ask you for personal information. Usernames and passwords, including password changes, social security numbers, bank account numbers, PINs or personal identification numbers, credit card numbers, your mother's maiden name, your birthday. Just remember, the businesses you work with will never ask you to share this personal information through an email. Let's take a look at some common phishing emails. This email looks like it came from Apple. By clicking the link, they are asking for your Apple ID, your computer login, and password. Once you enter the information, attackers have access to your computer and Apple account. Most of us use Adobe to read or create PDFs. This phishing email looks like it came from Adobe, but once you enter your information, attackers now have access to your email account. And for Google users, this would include your entire Google account. Here is a phishing email sent to the employees of the Arkansas Department of Education. This type of attack, known as spear phishing, is common among schools and state organizations. Since our email addresses, phone numbers, and addresses are publicly displayed on websites, attackers have access to some of our information already. Phishing hurts. Have you ever been a victim of a phishing email? How would you know? Let's take a look at some elements that help you determine if an email is real or not. Tip number 1. Consider what the email is asking you to do. Businesses will not ask you to enter your personal information, passwords, and login credentials into an email. Instead of clicking on the link to a new website, open a new browser window and go directly to the business webpage to enter information. Tip number 2. Look at the email address, or look at the web address. Many phishing email addresses do not match the company contacting you. Companies will use email addresses or website addresses that contain their name or domain. Tip number 3. Check the grammar and punctuation. For some reason, most phishing emails contain many grammar and spelling mistakes. If it doesn't look right, then question it. Step 4. Always let your technology person know. Especially if you forwarded the email to another user or downloaded anything. If you received the email, chances are so did other people at your school. Your tech person will have a plan to deal with emails like this and stop attackers from gaining access to your data. Now you know what a phishing email is, how to identify these emails, and what to do if you think you have received one. In our final video of the series, we will look at steps you can take online and offline to keep your data in school safe.